Let's learn how to graph the standard form of a quadratic. We'll start with what we know. We'll look at the different forms of a quadratic equation. Then we'll try to figure out how do I find the vertex, what is an axis of symmetry. We'll label all the parts of a parabola graph, and then we'll go through the steps for graphing from standard form. Let's get ready, grab your notebook, pencil, and let's make some connections as we learn how to graph from standard form. So we'll start with linear, y equals x minus 2 and y equals x minus 3, because we want to figure out where does x squared even come from. So if you go ahead and graph both of those lines, you're going to end up with this picture. Now we'll multiply them together. So I put them in parentheses. I'm going to multiply them together, and I use my distributive property. So I get x squared minus 4x minus 2x plus 8. I can combine like terms there for x squared minus 6x plus 8. So you can see the x times x is where my x squared comes from, and that's how we get a quadratic when we multiply two linears together. There's our standard form, x squared minus 6x plus 8. If I gave you this equation, could you factor it? It's in standard form. We've talked about a, b, and c. We can use our little x puzzle. So what multiplies to 8 and adds to negative 6? Well, that's going to be negative 4 and negative 2. Because a is 1, I can go right to parentheses. And it's in a different order, but you can see that it's the same thing. So when we multiply, we get standard form. When we factor, we get factored form. Here's the graph. So the graph is in purple, and that's what the graph of x squared minus 6x plus 8 is going to look like. You can see it goes through 2, it goes through 4, but now it's a curve. Let's see if we can write this purple equation in vertex form using our transformations. So I went over 1, 2, 3, and down 1. There's my vertex. So I want to write y equals x minus 3, because we're going in the opposite. Don't forget your squared, and then minus 1. That would be vertex form. Here we have factored form, standard form, vertex form, all the same. So this is an example where these are all the same thing. We have different numbers, but if you graphed them all, they would all be the same parabola. So let's go back to how we do graph from standard form. We know standard form from our factoring. We talk about ax squared plus bx plus c. And let's look at this example to try and find the vertex. Finding the vertex is not as easy as from vertex form. We need a little formula. So the little formula is x equals negative b over 2a, and again, a is 1, b is negative 6, and c is 8. So let's find the x of the vertex. So x equals, the negative is built into the formula, and I have a negative 6 there, so it's a negative 6 all over 2 times 1, or 3. So I know the x of my vertex is 3. Now I need to find the y of my x. So if x is 3, how can I find the y? Well, here's y, and if I plug the 3 into both of those x's, I should be able to solve for y. Be careful with your order of operations. So y equals 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 8. So we have y equaling 9 minus 18 plus 8. So y equals negative 1. Put that together, and my vertex is 3, negative 1. So really important, you're going to have to use the little formula x equals negative b over 2a to find the x of your vertex. So let's start to graph it. I'm going to start with my vertex. So I'm going to go to the right 3 and down 1. There's my vertex. With my a being 1, I know that my step pattern is 1, 3, 5, so I can use that to move. So I'm going to go up 1, over 1, and put a point and go the other direction. Up 3 and over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. That would be at 8. So I'm asking what the y-intercept is, and what do you notice? Well, there's 8, and there's 8. That last number, which is our constant in standard form, is going to represent our y-intercept. So 0c is my y-intercept. Remember 0 because x is 0, and the c value A, B, C. My x-intercepts, well, let me draw my parabola. Not very good. And my x-intercepts are right here. My x-intercepts are 2, 0, and 4, 0. Remember, all of these should be written as points with your zeros. Let's talk about the parts of a parabola. So the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. The roots, which is the same thing as the x-intercept, is where it crosses the x-axis. The axis of symmetry is this dotted line. I'm hoping you've noticed the symmetry now. What happens on the right happens on the left. They're going to grow in the same order. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. And then the vertex, that's the minimum in this case, or if it opens down, the maximum. So let's look closer to the axis of symmetry. If my vertex is 3, -1, and now I want the equation of this line, well, it's a vertical line, so it's going to be x equals, and it's x of my vertex, which is this same formula. So this little formula will help us find the x of the vertex. It will also help us find our axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is written as a line, so in this case it would be x equals 3. Once you solve this equation, you have your axis of symmetry. So let's try to graph. First, we need to start by finding the x of the vertex. It is in standard form, so a is -1, b is -4, and c is 5. I'm going to do x equals -4 over 2 times -1. Lots of negatives there. Negative in my top will make that a +4, but a -2 on the bottom. So we're looking at -2 for my x. Now we have to plug it in. Be very careful with the negatives in the order of operation. So y equals parentheses -2 squared minus 4, plug in a -2 plus 5. Now remember, when we square even a negative, we're going to get a positive, but then I have this negative outside. So this does become -4. Negative times negative is a +8 plus 5. So y equals -4 plus 8 is 4 plus 5 is 9. And I know that my vertex is -2, +9. I'm going to start by graphing that. -2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do notice that A opens down, so that makes sense. And my step pattern would normally be 1, 3, 5, but we're going to go negative and we're going to open down. So down 1 to the right and to the left. Down 3 to the right and the left. Notice what happens. There's my C value, and I do check it along the way that my y-intercept is right there. It's 5. And now I'm going to go down 5 and to the right 1. And I happen to cross perfectly on my x-axis, so I can see my x-intercepts. So my vertex is a maximum. It's -2, 9. My axis of symmetry, we'll dot that in. That's the equation x equals -2. My y-intercept is 0, 5. And my x-intercepts, this one is 1, 0, and the other one is -5, 0. We have all those pieces of our parabola. Let's try this example. A is -1, B is 10, C is -21. We'll find x of the vertex. X equals -10 over 2 times -1. Negative over negative is a positive, so we have 5. We'll plug in y equals negative, parentheses, so that negative is going to get applied afterwards, squared plus 10 times 5 minus 21. So y equals 5 squared is 25, but I want the opposite. So we're looking at a -25 plus 50 minus 21. -25 plus 50 is 25. 25 minus 21 is 4. So my vertex is 5, 4. Over 5, 4. I didn't leave a lot of room. 5, 4. I'm going to do step pattern. Down 1, down 3. And we're kind of off the page. It makes sense because my y-intercept is way down there at 21, so that's okay. I will dot in my axis of symmetry. That's the equation x equals 5. My vertex is 5, 4. I should have picked a better graph, but my y-intercept, or sorry, my x-intercept is 3, 0. My other one's going to end up being 7, 0. And I know that because I factored. Let's try this one. We can see now that A is positive, so this is going to open up B and C. So x equals negative 8 over 2 times 1, which is a negative 4. We're going to plug negative 4 in, so y equals negative 4 goes inside the parentheses squared, plus 8 times negative 4 plus 12. So y equals 16 minus 32 plus 12. 16 minus 32 is negative 16 plus 12 is a negative 4. And we're looking at our vertex being negative 4, negative 4. Negative 4, negative 4. Good thing it opens up. It's going to stay on my graph. My A is 1, so my step pattern is 1, 3, 5. Again, I didn't give myself a great graph. My axis of symmetry is x equals negative 4. My vertex, we said, was negative 4, negative 4. My y-intercept makes sense. It's going to be way up there somewhere at 12. My x-intercept is negative 2, and my other one's going to be a negative 6. So just to recap, standard form is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. When you're graphing it, you're going to find the x of the vertex first, which is also the axis of symmetry. Then you plug in x and solve for y, and now you have your vertex. If a is greater than 1, you can move your slope pattern. We didn't see this, but if a is less than 1 but bigger than 0, you should just use a table of values. Your y-intercept is a point, so it's 0 and then c, whatever that last constant is. And if it's factorable, that will help you find your x-intercepts. And just one last thing, I wanted to make the connection of this. So if we start with the yellow and standard form, and if I asked you to factor it, it goes to factored form. If I asked you to find the vertex, you'd find the x and the y, and you get vertex form. Then, if you multiplied the blue back, you're going to get standard form. And if you multiplied the green back, you're going to get standard form again. So they are all the same quadratic, just different forms. Nice job.